What's up, guys? So this is the start of modifying the Fiesta while we wait for a flywheel and clutch kit. So we've got quite a few parts to install in this video. I've got a new set of blue washers for the engine bay. I've got a bonnet lift kit. I still don't know if I want to install it with the carbon bonnet, but I kind of like the way that it looked when it was lifted. Then I got some more of this because we needed it while we were in Joburg for the turbo kit. Some of it got burnt during the exhaust leak, so we're going to install this. Then I got some Victor Rhines and Ford OEM gasket for the billet tappet cover, which you have over here, which we've now welded on the AN fittings for the breather hose and the catch can. Mervin has painted us these engine bay covers here. So we've got the brake fluid reservoir, we've got the bonnet catch plate, and we've got the recall coolant bottle cover, all from Paint Mods over in the UK. And then we can finally reinstall this oil catch can. Then the big thing for the video is we are doing SKF bearings front and back with some new hubs, because I've done everything on the car, lower control arms, bushes, brake lines, you name it. The only thing left is the oil pump, but that will be if I rebuild the engine one day, and the hubs and bearings. So we've got new hubs here, SKF bearings, and then from my bolt guys, I've got some upgraded high tensile studs. Can compare here, they're a lot longer for racing regulation. I believe, what's that, like 2 centimeters? A centimeter?
2 centimeters.
2 centimeters longer, and higher tensile bolts. So we're going to press these into the studs, into the hubs, and that should be that. And then I also got this. This is more so for track racing. I got it a while ago, never installed it. We have the same thing in the Mark 1. It's a wide rearview mirror. The roll cage is quite intrusive in the Fiesta, so that should help. This arrived from the UK. It's more so just like a put it on the shelf. It's a center console heated seats button from a ST200. I was going to put in the Fiesta, but that's where my carbon fiber plate is for the meth kit. And yeah, this is all in preparation for my UK trip, which I'll do a vlog for that as well. But I need to install my big brake kit for the front and the rear. The calipers and the brackets are sitting there with the new discs, and yeah, there's some other small things I wanted to do. So excuse the mess here with all the Mark 1 parts, but we have the rear big brake kit brackets from the Focus ST170, which takes us from a 253mm disc at the back to a 280mm disc. So I've got some Ferodo discs sitting here, ready to go in the Fiesta. Then I've got these absolutely gigantic 300mm rotors for the front, which will take us from a 276 to a 300 at the front, so that's quite a big upgrade. But the biggest upgrade for the front is these Brembo 4-pot calipers. I just need to get a pin kit and this retainer. I've got the brackets coming now from the UK. Shout out Pascal, he's got them. And those will go in the Fiesta. Then I've got some pads here for it. These are just basic for racing until I can find what pads I want to use. I'll probably go DS 2500s. Then we've got this, a bonnet pull latch, which you use for the fire extinguisher. And you might be wondering, why do I have a windshield wiper, washer, whatever. This is going to be used for the intercooler sprayer. I've seen some guys over in the UK use this, so I thought this would be pretty sick to put on. So it's time to get working on the Fiesta now. It's now Friday. I can't remember when I filmed that intro clip, but let's start off with the easy things. I've got the toolbox out here. We're going to be installing these covers from Mervin and these new nuts, because I'm missing some. There was one missing somewhere, but I just thought, let's make everything uniform. Some of them are faded, and so yeah, let's make those all uniform. There we go. That one's different. So yeah, I want to install that, install the covers, and see where we go from there. Okay, so I have the brake fluid on. I actually can't get this one on. I think this has to go like under there, kind of, but I just can't get it out the way. I'll give it another try in a bit. Let me just close that. I also don't have the fitting kit here for it, so I can't really fit this, but I'll give it a whack. Maybe it stays in place. Let's do this one next. Okay, so I actually bought more of these than I needed. All of these are now swapped, so they're all uniform with each other. That's uniform now. Maybe swap out that nut so that matches the rest. This front covers on, that looks quite nice. And yeah, I must try to figure out how to get that thing on. I think that's going to be quite difficult. And then from there I think we'll go with the bonnet risers. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so that's all of those covers on, this cover on. All the bolts swapped over. So on to the next thing. I'm going to try and see how the bonnet lifter kit will work, if it will work, because I don't know if this is the same thickness as those. So let's give it a look. Okay, so done the back number plate now. Mount is redone. It's a lot straighter, and I properly fussed. The number plate kept falling off. Then I redid the front magnets. So redid the back here. So now it's at least straight when I put it back on. Okay, so the front grill's back in. We zip tied the clips from the back. Carbon bonnet is, yeah, I need to get longer screws for the lift kit. So we tried to put the lift kit in now, but these screws here need to be like 5 mil longer. So yeah, unfortunately that can't go in now, but I think I'm going to put the dead pedal back. I just had to move the car quickly. The next step is fixing this exhaust rattle. Quick little job I did. I put the dead pedal back. I don't know if there's any footage of it being off. And I changed the batteries on my tire pressure monitoring system, and it's picked up all 4 tires, so that's good. So I'm just going to pick up here and add some spacers. Then there's some washers that I want to sort out at the back on the rear torsion bar, and I want to put in the new shock bolts at the top here for the back. So let me get to it. So here lies the problem. I don't know if you can see there, but it's hitting the chassis. So my idea is we loosen there, we put some spacers between this and the chassis, and it should drop the exhaust. So I'm going to loosen here, and then hopefully we shouldn't get that. Okay, so the exhaust is now fixed. Doesn't hit the chassis wherever it goes. So side to side I trimmed a little bit here. You can see there now I've got a lacquer gap here. I kind of stripped the stud over here, so I had to make a plan through this hole. It's not the prettiest, but yeah. So one last thing before I leave, I'm gonna put those washers there, as you can see that side. The washers pulled through inside there, so I just put 2 double washers just to make it grip a bit better. So let me just swap that and then I'm off. Okay, so I swapped that 2 washers at the back on both sides, and I thought, while the car's up in the air, might as well swap the back shock mounts. But look what I bought. I only bought 2. Up here, where are we looking? That's the car. Hello? There. You can see there's one here and one there, and I only bought 2. So instead of installing them, I'm just going to keep them for a sample, go get the rest of them, and then I'll have to do it another time. Aye. So as you can see, I've swapped that side and that side with bigger washers. So let's just put this back and then go to my girlfriend's house. So I'm busy now at home. This is my Fiesta's service book. I haven't had it updated in quite a while. So I'm just busy filling in, going through all my photos on Google and filling in all my services and my oil changes, filling in all the mods I did, going through all the paperwork I got with the car. So this is a small job, but it's been something that's been on my to-do list for a while. So I'm getting that sorted. It's going to be quite a tedious job. I'm only in 2022, it's 2025 now, so I got quite a bit of work to do. So I just spent almost 2.5 hours updating my service book with all the services and parts, and then I went through from the beginning of all the notable modifications I did on the car, like springs, paintless dent removal, resprays, hybrid turbo with a full breakdown, tunes, door seals, like all the important things. And then I filled a complete other page over here with dates, and then this will all be Stadler Racing completed, except this was with JD Performance. You guys can see just how much work we did in Johannesburg. I'm pretty sure I even left things off here. And yeah, the last thing I did was August, and obviously I've done a few things since then. But once I'm back from the UK and I install new parts, or after this video, I'll have to make an update with wheel bearings, hubs, etc. So yeah, that's my book completed and updated. I'm glad I got to do it. It's been something I've been wanting to do, and I'm due for oil service in in less than 12 months. So I'm just doing a quick little job on the Phasey. It's really bugging me driving at night time that the headlights are at 2 different levels, so I want to sort that out. It's just these, one there, then one that side. I think I want the driver's side to come up, so I just want to adjust that, and that would be right there. I don't know how the frick I'm supposed to get there with all these covers here now, but we make a plan. Just reverse the car a bit. See, there's a slight oil leak there. Odd. And I turned those things, and now you can see they are somewhat aligned. That one could maybe come up a bit. So up is right, I believe. Yeah, that's better. So now they're at least aligned. Yeah, now the headlights aligned. That's yet another thing ticked off the to-do list. Engine bay looks proper nice with all the new nuts and bolts, washers, and the new covers there and there. So I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, that's it for now. On to the next clip. So it's now the next day. I took the brakes in this morning to get slotted by the engineers, and I took the wheel studs in to be modified just so that I could get 0.5 centimeter taken off the top, just smooth it, so that when you're putting on the wheel nuts, the threads don't get damaged. And then I went to get some nuts and bolts that I needed for the bonnet risers and the rear shocks. And then I'm getting some rear beam alignment bushes made up, custom made, so those will be for sale soon. But today we have 2 small jobs to do, and I'll show you what they are now. So from Fury Motorsport, we have this, which is the exact same thing we have in the Mark 1, and it is extremely helpful. So this basically takes it from that size to much wider. Then you look, I can see out that window, I can see out that window. So it just helps with blind spots when racing on track especially. Okay, so that's much better. It's perfect now. I wiped it with this quick detailer from Shield, and it's gone like, it's funny, it wipes off, but for some reason it's not wiped off with the microfiber. So that's much better now. I can see the full back window, can see out the side of the car as well for my blind spots while on the track. If I tilt it more this way, I can see out the side. But the next job is swapping the tappet cover bolts over to these bad boys. So that should be pretty easy. Okay, so step 1 was getting this coil pack tray out. Still love the color on that thing. Coil packs out, coil pack bolts and coil pack tray bolts out. So now it is just all of these bad boys along here. There's one, there's one, there's one. There's a few in the middle. So yeah, it's quite a bit of work, so let's get to it. I thought this was going to be way easier for some reason. Okay, so that's all the fancy looking bolts done. I got the hidden ones. Oh wait, I've got one more. I've got that one to do. This one I physically cannot do because it gets stuck under the fuel rail. This one I managed to MacGyver out. That one underneath the position sensor is done, and the one in there is done. There is two more in there, but I can't get there. Maybe I can, I'll try. Don't want to do a half job, but I mean, I'm swapping to the billet one anyways. But I was thinking now, this is so much work, I might just wait for the 1000cc injectors before I swap the billet tappet cover, because I also need I need this and this and AN fittings, and yeah, then I need a weld on there, so it will take time. So I don't know what the move is, we'll see. Okay, so there's the last one done, all at the back done, that one in the middle done. It's literally just those, that one, and that one. But like I said, that will be for the future. I try to get in there under the fuel rail, but the angle's just wrong. So now we put back this sensor over here, which we push this back, feed it in, and click. And then this bad boy clicks on there. This 8mm bolt over here goes in there. And then it's time to start buttoning up and packing away. I think I found out now what I want to do with my catch cans, because I want to put the other catch can back. I don't know where I'm going to put them space-wise, but I know the US guys put them like down there and then one at the front here. So my plan is to get the D1 spec and take like a little bung cover like that and put it in the sight glass on the side, because I'm not a fan of the sight glass. So I think that's my plan. But let me just tighten there and get back to finishing up. And that's that job completely done with all the nice tappet cover bolts. Adds a nice little touch here at the bottom. I'm pretty sure once the white tappet cover's on, it's going to pop even better. But that's for a future video. I'll get it sprayed this video. But yeah, that's it for this segment. And I think next we'll be doing that and the rear shock bolts. So we're at the workshop now. It's Tuesday. And like I said yesterday, I went to the engineers. I dropped off a whole bunch of stuff. So I've got some more things to do on the car. What I want to do is, first I took away this to the engineers, and I took away the rear chassis alignment bushes to be made by the engineers, and the brake discs. So that's all sorted. On the car, what I want to do is, I got the back jacked up here, so I can change the 2 bolts at the back here and that side. And then I have an idea for the rear strut brace to do it ourselves. And then what else? There was, then the bonnet lift kit. I have the bolts for that. So I can get cracking on that. Loosen this. Did I choose the right socket? Yes, I did, but I need a breaker bar. So now you can see I've got the stock bolt out. This one's a whole centimeter longer, so that these, and they're stronger. This is a normal bolt, these are high tensile. So now that these 2 strut bolts will come out taller to bolt the strut brace onto, which is what this nut is for. There we go. Both of these are now upgraded to high tensile bolts, not these short stock ones anymore. You can see these stick out a lot more. So what will happen is there'll be a piece of angle iron that goes on here. I've cut out the stock bracket, so I don't have to worry about that. And then it will get sandwiched on with these 2 nuts over here. These will thread on there, like so. Obviously with washers as well, so it will kind of act like a locking force on there as well as holding the strut brace. The perks of having like a hardware shop in your warehouse is I've got these right washers here now, so I can just put these on here, tighten them down for now, and then once I'm ready to build the rear strut brace, then the washers and hardware already I haven't lost them, so I'll tighten that and then get going on that side. Okay, so now that's those 2 bolts swapped over. Now what I can do is just grab these, we take this out of here, unhook it behind there. This is a bit tricky because this is riveted into the car. And then we just tighten these on. Oh, it came out of there. Yeah, because this torques to 60 Newton meters, so that's more than enough for these bolts for now. And on to the next job. While I'm here, I want to do the bonnet lift kit, and I want to spray the rear brake brackets as well as the tappet cover, the billet tappet cover. It's all prep work that I wanted to do in this video, so let me just clean up here. Maybe while I'm here I can get to those last few tappet cover bolts. I wasn't able to get to yesterday with my limited tools, so maybe I can get that done. And then I think in the next segment of the video I will do the stickers on the side of the car. I think that will look pretty sick. I think what I want to do is I want to press out all the studs in preparation for the hubs and the studs to arrive. Sorry, I have the hubs. I want to spray the spindles, which I have, and disassembled. And I need to prep this for paint because I'm not too happy with how it came out. And then this is the other part I need to prep, those two brackets. And I was thinking of making these brackets myself so that I can weld on up here a hose fitting. I think that would be quite nice. Back of the brake cooling. So I just pressed out all the standard studs. So now all the hubs are ready. Those can go into storage. Here's the spare hub that I have with the broken bearing. And this I want to clean up and spray it to put in with the hubs, and I can prep the hub completely off the car and get everything. So all I have to do at the front end is swap the shock mounts and swap the hubs and bearings and stuff, which will have everything in it. And at the back I have to disassemble. Unfortunately, I don't have spare spindles or knuckles, whatever you call them. So that has to be disassembled and the car has to go out of commission. And I'm still waiting to get stock of the rear shock mounts. Now I'm going to strip that down to a bare part, and I'm going to masking tape this off so that I can spray this with more white, a different white. I'm going to use the Spray Mate microwave because it's heat and hopefully they react well together. And then that and the back calipers I'm going to primer with this and then spray the high heat microwave paint. And then I also wanted to prep the knuckles, so that's something else I must do before I do this. Luckily this is as simple as a 15 bolt. Get it all the way out. Put it with that one. 15 bolt. Put it with that one, and the caliper is locked, so I just need to lift it with both hands. So I got it off in two pieces instead of one like that one. That one has a broken off stud. I didn't see that, but it doesn't affect me. Hopefully the knuckle is straight, which should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It still turns, not seized, so I'll strip that, get it ready for paint. Okay, so I've just pressed out this hub here. Wait for this thing to go up and put this cup back. So I just used a 27. You press the hub out first because there is a split pin here. Not a split pin, a circlip. So the hub comes out first. Doesn't look too damaged. And now I can take out this and then take the bearing out and paint this. So now I'm pressing the old bearing out. The impact socket in the bottom there is fine. This one's not so... I wouldn't recommend using a chrome vanadium socket, but didn't require that much force to come out, so there we go. That is out, I believe. A little bit more. There we go. It's out. That was my toe. So now this is full wire wheeled. I've cleaned the inside mating surfaces. These are both full wire wheeled. This is wire wheeled. Now it's just masking, taping everything off that mustn't be sprayed, and then prepping the what's it called, the tappet cover as well, masking, taping it up and all of that. I just want to, yeah. Okay, so that's got its first coat. I prepped that quickly, and then this needs white, but this also needs prep work. Obviously I can't get paint everywhere, so that's a job for another day. I'm going to do this. I'm just waiting for Dylan to finish some work. And then we will do the bonnet risers, and then we're done for the day. So I'm going to go through some stuff, list a whole bunch of stuff on Facebook Marketplace quickly while I wait for Dylan. Okay, so, oh, the flash is on. So we just sorted out the lift kit. That side with the new bolts and that side with the new bolts. And we just had to drop this a bit. Now hopefully the bolts won't touch there and there from here and here. I'm not happy with these because they rusted, but you literally physically cannot get to the bolts at the back. They're not riv nutted into the chassis or into the thing. So yeah, dude, this bonnet is mad sexy with a flash. So I'm pretty happy with that. The lift kit looks mad. I really enjoyed the lift kit on my old setup, so it's a little bit more aggressive than it used to be. Quite a bit more, I'd say like a full centimeter taller. There's Dylan. But yeah, it does what it needs to do. It has a purpose. We're going to do it on the race car now as well. Over there. We're going to do it on the race car. So that's the lift kit done and dusted. And I think that's us. We'll do one more coat on the tappet cover, and then that's us for the night. So it's now Wednesday. We're up here at the top. We've got the spray painting line. We've got all the brakes hung up and masked off. We've got the knuckles masked off. So I'm going to hit it with automotive primer, 2000 degree Fahrenheit primer, and then the white microwave paint. So yeah, small job today, but every day we do something. It's Friday now. Yesterday I came in to do the white, so the hubs are done. I just pressed in the new SKF bearing on the front, so I just need to put in the circlip on that edge. But I'm pretty happy with how the stuff came out. There's the one hub. It came out super nice. Obviously I can't press the hubs in. Knuckle. Can't press the hubs in because I'm waiting for the studs from the engineering. But I mean, these brackets came out super nice, the whole works. So rear big brake kit, new bearings and hubs and studs for the front. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to go press in that bearing. So there's both SKF bearings pressed in with the circlips here and there. And yeah, that's my job for the week done. Let me see if I can't move this. My job for the week done. No, that's not moving. And yeah. Next week, I just want to sand the front of that and give it more coats of paint. And then there's some other stuff. I'm going to go home tonight, redo the number plate, redo the number plate magnets. And Sunday, Brandon and I are going to build a rear strut brace and a gearbox brace. So, yeah, some progress has been made. I'm super happy with it. We're here at Dunlop Parklands. Fiesta's outside. Getting the wheels balanced because the wheel weights keep flying off. So Imtiaz is going to help me out here with some wheel balancing and also a minor puncture on the front right. And then we're going to do a little trick on the wheel weights so that they don't fly off. I'll show you guys that when we get there. So what we did was we put aluminium foil aircraft tape over the wheel weights to prevent them flying off, and that should work. So yeah, that's what we've done. We've basically just gone over it here with a roller, some aluminium tape to keep the weights on at high speed. So we've only got one more wheel left to do, but yes, I could do. Just had a lacquer conversation with a gentleman. This car is so sexy, and I like the lift kit actually on the bonnet. Oh, I'm so proud of this car. I redid the number plate last night because the duct tape was peeling off, so that's better at least. So guys, I think that's where we're gonna end it for this video. I did one or two things last night on the Fezzi, but yeah, it's been a good video. We've done a few things. I'm happy with the progress that we've made. I've ticked some things off the list. The list is still very long, so expect many more videos. And yeah, we still need to fix the clutch. I'm still going to my UK trip, which will get a vlog. And yeah, let me just show you what I've done quickly, and that's the end of the video. So I added the gel badges at the front, which I had, but now these are reflective white. Then we have the same at the back. And then I have the youngster sticker on the steering wheel. So yeah guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Like and subscribe.